what a start. What a demonstration shot to begin with. Kicking onto that fairway. In we go. I'm excited about today's video because we're going to be talking about the driver and something that I wish I knew so much sooner about this swing. Because the first thing that I want to be clear about here, the driver swing when compared to the iron swing, they are the same technique but very different at the same time. Because when you're on the teeing box, you can, as the name suggests, tee the ball up. It is hovering above the ground. Therefore, the club is going to be moving through this space without impacting the earth, hopefully. However, if you want a full video on tee heights and what you can do by hitting up on the golf ball, please comment below. We have also done a few videos on this. However, today's video, it's not about that. It's about something completely different. This is about the backswing and how you can actually turn fully while striking the driver, because really over the last few years, it's become more and more apparent how important completing the backswing is with your driver for a number of different reasons. When you complete a nice full backswing, it gives you time to build up energy, to build up power coming into impact. But also it has a huge effect on overall technique. If you have a short backswing with the driver, things will become rushed, things will become cramped. So what we're going to talk about today is how you can actually complete that backswing, but doing it in a more modern and I suppose slightly old school way. Now you might be rightly wondering what on earth I'm talking about. How can something be old school and also quite modern? Well, back in the glory days of golfers, when you're James Brains, your Ben Hogans, your Sam Sneads, you know, this generation of hat-wearing, cashmere jumper-laden legend was strolling the fairways of our fair game. They did something within their backswing which kind of went out of favor in the modern era. And I'm not talking about chain smoking around 18 holes. I'm talking about allowing freedom in the lower half during the backswing. So when Tiger kind of came to prominence and when everyone saw how he was generating so much power, there was a big push towards restricting hip movement in the backswing and then turning against this pressure. So restricting the turn in the lower half whilst trying to turn the upper half as much as possible. Now this was called an X-factor stretch. This was basically in the belief that if you held the lower half steady and if you turn the upper half against it, there would be almost like a spring-like effect during the downswing, and it was a way to generate more speed. This has been shown to be not very accurate, and also potentially for most golfers watching this, actually detrimental. Now the reason this isn't good for most of you guys and girls watching this is you won't have really the physical capabilities of doing a Tiger Woods swing, but it was seen at the time as, oh, Tiger's doing this, everyone should be doing the same to generate that power. And even some of the longest players in the game today, they allow more freedom in the lower half, because what they found out is that if you turn the lower half, if you allow a greater range of motion in the bottom half, the upper half can turn better as well. And that allows you to build up that potential energy in width and in turn. I'm driving the ball so well today. So let's break this down and make it super simple. When you turn back, the most visual cue that you will get is when the shoulders turn fully away from the ball and the middle of the back faces down towards the target. So what a lot of people do is focus on this part of the body. However, it's the rotation and the turn of your hips which actually allow that body turn. Remember, your hips and your upper half, they are linked. Like if they weren't, you got big problems. So as a quick experiment, if you just get a club, just place it across your shoulders and try and keep your hips and your posture basically static, and then turn the upper body as much as you can. Now this is the maximum range of motion I can get. So turning my shoulders about 45 degrees. What I'm gonna do is I'm now gonna try and turn my right hip and my left hip to this angle at 45 degrees, okay? So I'm gonna try and turn to that position, and then all of a sudden you can see that my upper half, I've got a lot more rotational ability. Now it's important to know with this trail hip is that I am turning and rotating into it. I'm not just straightening and extending. So a nice little key here is if you focus on your trail leg as a whole, so from the right foot to the knee to the hip, keep the knee flexed and then turn as much as you can into that position and see what your range of motion is. Now, I did a video recently on how you can develop effortless speed and effortless power, and this was a key component of it. But also, if you allow that rotation, you're going to gain control because you're going to have more time within your swing to complete the motions that you want. So for a drill here, I've got a couple of alignment sticks. The first one, I'm going to thread through my belt loops. If you don't have trousers with belt loops, I don't know what to suggest really. Tape. But this represents our hip alignment here, and then I'm just going to pop an alignment stick to represent the shoulder alignment as well. And what I really want to try and do is I want to try and rotate my hips, so turn away, get those to about 45 degrees in relation to where we are at setup, and then try and get the shoulders to 90. So I'm turning, I'm rotating, and I'm trying to get that match up between the two. So after a few of those, just getting used to those turns, grip the club and just try and repeat those sensations. Oh yeah. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that video to improve your driving to whole new levels, to push it into another stratosphere. Check out these Swing Quest videos here.